putting an end to identity politics. This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
He should stop.
You think he's not going to release the memo?
He says he's going to. He hasn't even probably seen it, but he's going to release it. In fact, he should be saying, if no release should ever happen without the agencies of the intelligence community reviewing and redacting from public review. Who's going to share intelligence with us if they think it's up to Nunes, not even reading the stuff and releasing?
You put a lot of this on Nunes, but that means you put it on Ryan.
That's right.
Because the speaker picked him. Do you blame Paul Ryan for what's going on?
I think that he has a major responsibility in what I call a cover-up of what they are doing. It's really very sad. But again, it's a cover-up. Also, it's a distraction. What really we are trying to do right now is keep government open. They have a problem with that because they're ineffective. And
you think they're doing this because they don't want the government to be open?
Well, I think whatever they do is a distraction. So you never know what's coming.
But that's what they say. So help me understand this. I know you can't reveal classified information.
No, I'm not.
I'm not going to push you on that, but I will push you on this one idea. It is hard. I have to believe it's hard for the American people to have faith that anybody in this city where we are right now is out for the truth.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Pelosi scared, and she better be. It's the Kevin Jackson Show, KJRadio.com. We train warriors over here, and you people are out there, and you are hashtag release the memo. And you know what? They say it was Russian bots. It wasn't human beings. And then Twitter came back and said, nope, it wasn't Russian bots. It was human beings. They want to see it. And now you're watching the gamesmanship of the left. Typically, they would win these games. They would win the PR battle. Oh, it's classified. You pay you are the reason that this country exists. And it's a bunch of elitists that say, oh no, it's too much information for you to know. You know, if you get too much information, you can't handle it. Only we, the intellectuals, the intelligentsia, we're the only ones who can handle this. And you know what that means? They're going to handle it all right. Means you're never going to see it. If it weren't for the fact that you put a warrior in the White House, you wouldn't be seeing this. Because the Republicans who are finally getting a backbone, they wouldn't want you to see it because they would have a feckless leader, somebody like George Bush, who would be talking about compassionate conservatism. Yeah, we got to help people. Compassionate conservatism, that's what we do. And you wouldn't be getting to this. Trump's like, nope, let them see it. I said I was going to expose what's going on here. And I played a clip earlier. Schiff wants you to believe he's protecting the FBI. The Nancy Pelosi and the new strategy is we're protecting the clandestine agencies. We can't let this stuff get out. Then people will know how we operate. You ever seen Die Hard where Hans Gruber? And he says, don't worry about the seventh lock. And the guy, whatever, the black dude who's opening up the safes is going, look, I can open all 6 of these, but I can't open the 7th one. And he goes, don't worry. Then in fly the FBI boys and they shut down the grid, and that's what opens the safe. So everybody knows the FBI playbook. Do you think that the agency, the people who fight against the FBI, don't have a copy of the playbook? Of course they do. They've got infiltrators. If there is no part of the American government right now that isn't infiltrated, it's infiltrated by the Chinese, it's infiltrated by the Muslim Brotherhood, it's infiltrated by leftists, complete communists. Putin has infiltrators inside of our government who blend in and look like every other leftist out there because you can't tell the difference. Tell me the difference between a communist and Bernie Sanders and people that he has on his staff, et cetera, et cetera. Tell me the difference between these suit and tie wearing Muslim Brotherhood people that were working on the servers for Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Show me the difference. Look at CARE, this Islamic relations people, and show me what the difference is between them and anybody that's got a very Muslim-sounding name that worked on Obama's staff that's still in government to this day. Somebody explain the difference to this young black country bumpkin. They're scared, and they're scared for a reason. And now they're shifting gears. They want to say that this is an attack on the FBI. Okay, I'll bite. It is. because they're crooked. They were run by a crooked Department of Justice that was headed by two crooked people, Eric Holder and, even worse, Loretta Lynch. And they held court over people like James Comey and including Robert Mueller and others. And these people all colluded to get Hillary Clinton elected so we would never see anything of what we're seeing. And now they're scared. Last ditch effort. What can we do? Let's embarrass President Trump. Go after Ryan. Ryan will then do what he's supposed to do, what he would normally do, because he's a weak-kneed sissy as well. And he would normally go, we're not going to release the memo. It's got, blah, blah, blah. It's got, clandestine, this, that, and the other, spy crap. And Trump's like, doesn't matter. Tradecraft changes all the time. Who cares? Oh, the FBI, we put in surveillance, we did this. It's going to tell people how the FBI led a crooked investigation on a witch hunt, started on a fake dossier that started with a beer conversation or a wine conversation at a happy hour. That's what made them decide they wanted to target Donald Trump to win at all cost. And now I'll ask you guys again, do you want to win at all cost? Because if you don't want to fight, get out of the way. Get out of the, people tell me, Kevin, you talk about fighting a lot. Yeah, I do. You're in a fight. It's not just, we lose the match and then we go heel and then we have a rematch and each of us go make $50 million on the next fight on pay-per-view. This is not that kind of fight. This is a fight for who you want this country to be when you leave it. Because the majority of you listening to my voice, we got what? 10, 20, 30 years? If you're lucky, you get 40. You may not even want the last 10. You may not want the last 2. Our lives are just, we're done. I don't mean that we don't have much to offer. I'm just saying we could stop doing what we're doing right now and not even miss a beat. Do you ask yourself that sometimes? You get up in the morning, you go, man, I got enough money to go on vacation, have a good time, not worry about this, eat at nice restaurants. I don't need to worry about leaving money to my kids, money to my grandkids. I could travel the world, meet new people, never meet the same people twice, never stay at the same place twice, and I could live the rest of my life that way. Probably wouldn't even run out of money. I mean, I can't say that. I'd have to work. But many of you listening, you would be able to say that. And even if it was only 10 years, you could do that, and then you'd have to come back to reality, fine. But the point is, you don't do it. You get up every day, and you come to do this. You come to listen to me. You come to fight the good fight. Why? You think you're going to have some sort of great legacy that's left? People are going to remember our names are written in history books. I don't care if my name appears in a history book, appears on quotable quotes, brainy quotes, you name it. I mean, even though we try. But I don't care. Because when I'm gone, I'm gone. And that's the end of it. And maybe there'll be somebody to carry on, but if not, I will have fought the good fight. I will have done what I wanted to do to preserve that little piece of Americana that I grew up with. And Pelosi, she wants you to believe that they're fighting for all the right reasons. They're fighting to protect the FBI. The FBI is a corrupt organization. So are the FISA courts. So is the CIA and many others who were complicit in trying to dethrone Donald Trump post-election. Many of them never wanted him. And I love how he's saying he's going to release it. He probably hasn't seen it. He probably hasn't seen it. She was definitive. He probably hasn't seen it. But he's going to release it anyway. Well, maybe he has seen it. And that's why he's going to release it. And then what'd she say? The intelligence community needs to see it so they can redact it, so they can protect us. There may be things that we don't want out there in terms of what they did in an illegal investigation. No, we want it all out there. So people know what to look for when an illegal investigation is upon them. Then, as I said, shift strategies. Make Paul Ryan the scapegoat because they're not going to get to Trump. And then what did she call it at the very end? She called it a cover-up. This chick has the nerve to switch the idea of the cover-up from the left to the right. I give you transference. I give you Democrats who claim to be the party that freed black people. Nancy Pelosi wants you to believe that the cover-up is on their part. The people who want to release the information are the ones covering it up. If that don't beat all, as they say in the country. But here's what was interesting. She called it sad. She said it was a distraction because they want to keep government open, because they've been ineffective. I ask you, has Donald Trump been ineffective? The thousands, the hundreds of thousands of people who've gotten bonuses, do you find him ineffective? But here's the bigger point. Cuomo was questioning her on every bit of it. That's the thing you need to be looking for.
He won't stop until he's the top-rated radio talk show host in America.
What kind of weird competitive freak are you?
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.